my dear fellow economist. Do you want to know the cheat code for growth of our economy? What if I tell you that it is doing kharcha? You must be thinking, what am I even saying? But you have heard that right. Do you know that for every 1 rupee spent by the government, that could turn into 5 rupees for the economy? That could add up to 5 rupees in the GDP of the economy. Isn't that sounding like a magic? So let's break down this magic today in the video, which is called the multiplier effect. So, the first question that should come to your mind is that exactly what is multiplier effect? So, in very simple terms, multiplier effect is that how spending by one person, by government, could actually become other person's income. So if you go to market, you purchase a commodity that is basically your spending but income of the shopkeeper. Likewise, if government is also spending, then the money is coming in the hands of the people. So, when spending of one person becomes the income of the another person, which is further spent on consumption by that other person, this process continues and it creates a continuous effect that eventually boosts the overall spending of the economy and hence the growth of the economy. Right? So think of this. Let's take a very simple example to understand this whole procedure. Let's say the government decided to invest 1,000 crore rupees in infrastructure. Now, what is going to happen with that money? From that money, the government will pay wages to the workers. Workers will get income. They will then spend that income on purchasing goods and services, which will increase the revenue of the businesses. So, जहां से उन्होंने purchase किया goods को, from where they have purchased it, the revenue of that business will go on. Now, when the revenue of the business is going to go on, what it is going to do? It is going to create jobs in the economy, and further jobs mean further income, further expenditure. Now, this circle is going to keep moving forward. And this is how the actual investment of the government is going to create a much larger impact on the economy, which is told by multiplier effect. So what happened? The government invested 1,000 crores on infrastructure. From that infrastructure, money was being paid to, from this 1,000 crore rupees, money was being paid to workers in the form of their wages. And those wages ultimately were spent on goods and services. And due to this goods and services, they were given to businesses, which increased their revenue. Due to increase in the revenue, they again employed more people. So eventually, if they employ more people, they are again going to purchase goods services, again increase in revenue of business, again there will be more employment generation. So this cycle will keep on moving. Spending, income, spending, income, spending, income, which is ultimately known as multiplier effect. So multiplier effect can be studied for the expenditure of government, for the expenditure of your own income, and for other purposes as well, such as investment multiplier. So multiplier just does not exist. It just does not stand for just one phenomena of economics. You can have government multipliers, you can have your consumption multipliers, you can have investment multipliers, you can have tax multipliers. So any economic variable that when it is induced, when it happens, when it takes place in the economy and it causes further changes in the economy, either increases the GDP or decreases the GDP, no matter what, that can be explained using the multiplier effect. As you can read here, the multiplier effect measures the impact of a change in spending on total economic output. So a small initial change in spending leads to larger increase in aggregate demand and GDP due to multiplier effect. So this magic that how one spending can actually lead to larger increase at the national, at the economy level in aggregate demand and hence aggregate supply is basically informed through multiplier effect. All right. So, what is the formula? Over here, this multiplier formula is given for consumption expenditure, consumption multiplier. So, if you increase the consumption, so this is your simple multiplier formula. This is the basic and simple multiplier formula. This is not government multiplier, this is not investment multiplier, this is just simple multiplier that spending happens, if spending happens, then what happens? Then by how much GDP would increase? So this is a simple expenditure multiplier formula. So multiplier is equal to 1 upon 1 minus MPC. So 1 upon 1 minus MPC. What is MPC? MPC is marginal propensity to consume. All right. Now, why are we writing the multiplier formula by this way? Now, understand it in a very simple manner. Let's see. What happens usually? Now, if you get 100 rupees, if you have earned 100 rupees, let's say your MPC, that is marginal propensity to consume, was 0.8, which means 80 rupees you're going to spend on consumption, whereas 20 rupees you're going to save. Now, consumption means your expenditure. So, this 80 rupees is going to become income of person 2. You are person 1 and this will be income of person 2. Now, this person 2 will earn 80 rupees and from this 80 rupees, this person is going to spend further on the consumption as well as savings. Let's say this person had an MPC of 0.7. So 0.7 is the MPC. So 0.7 of 80 means 56 rupees this person will spend. Right? And out of 80, which is remaining over here 24 rupees, that will be the saving of this person. Now this 56 rupees will further become income of third person and this cycle will continue. So what eventually happened? You earned the income, but just because you spent 80 rupees, it became income of somebody else and he also spent 56. So out of 80, again 56 is getting spent again. That is multiplier effect. So not just once it became the income, it kept on becoming income. But if you will not spend, let's say you got 80 rupees, you spent it, but the person who is not spending, he is keeping entire 80 rupees to himself. He's just keeping the money in cash, thinking that I will save the entire 100 rupees. So what will happen at that point? He will not spend. So this 56 rupees will not be spent. This will again not become income. So multiplier effect will stop here. Hence, that is why it is being said that if you're doing savings at a macro level, that might be harmful for the economy. Savings should be invested in order to reap the good effects. All right. So the multiplier formula, if you have to interpret that, it basically tells you the change in the output due to change in consumption expenditure. Due to change in consumption expenditure. So when you change your consumption expenditure, when your income changes, basically, what will be the final effect? When your consumption expenditure changes, basically, what will be the final effect? Likewise, if we establish the formula for government expenditure multiplier, so it will tell me that if government will spend 1 rupee extra, how much it is going to generate in the economy. So this formula tells you that if you spend 1 rupees, then how is it going to affect the output? How is it going to affect the output? Now understand one thing. One very important thing to take a note here is that let's say here your MPC is 0.5. So multiplier will be 1 minus 0.5, that would be 1 upon 0.5. And what is this? The multiplier would be 2. The multiplier would be 2. Now, if your MPC is 0.8, let's say, so what will be the multiplier? 1 upon 1 minus 0.8, that is 0.2. This will be 5. So higher is the value of MPC. Higher will be the value of multiplier, which is very simple to understand, because the more you spend, the more income you give to other person, and further the cycle continues. So can you see that if you even spend 0.5, 50% of your income, whatever you spend, double of that would be generated. If your MPC is 0.8, if you spend even 0.8% of your income, 80% of your income, you would generate 5 times of what you have spent. That is the power. That is why we say doing kharcha can take the economy move forward. But that kharcha, that expenditure should not be on the products, on the goods and services which are not further leading to investment. So those should be productive as well. Okay. But the next question is, when does multiplier effect occurs? So multiplier effect occurs, as we have discussed, that when an initial injection into the circular flow causes a bigger final increase. So it's not that one time thing will bring the change. No, it will move in circles, it will move multiple times. Then only you will see the multiplier effect. This injection of demand might come, for example, from rise in exports, investment, government spending. So all these are the real world applications of multiplier effect. Now, when we are focusing on the word government spending, can you think of some of the areas where government spending happens? So it is education, it is healthcare, it is infrastructure, it can be some developmental work, it can be into the exports if government is supporting some kind of exports. Now, the another driver of the growth in the economy is business houses. So when the businesses also invest, as you can read here, investment, when the businesses also invest by maybe expanding their business, by starting something new, by promoting exports, what do? They create employment, and then they drive more consumer spending. So businesses are also a key factor in moving this multiplier effect. Even if you have tax cut, let's say, so what happens with tax cut? Tax cut means more money in hands to spend, and this can also create the multiplier effect, and that we study using the tax multiplier. So multiplier effect arises because one agent's spending is another agent's income. Okay. Now, we have already understood this multiplier effect. Let's go through it once again. So if consumers spend 0.75 per dollar they earn, this gives you the marginal propensity to consume 0.75. Now, if you subtract the value of MPC from 1, you get 1.75 is 0.25. The value of the multiplier is 1 upon 1 minus MPC. So if you calculate, if you put MPC is equal to 0.75 here, you get the value 4, which means, so if let's say this was the government multiplier, it means that if the spending increases by $1 billion, the overall increase in GDP would equal to $4 billion. $4 billion. Can you see how it is moving, how it is behaving like an injection? And do you know, if I tell you some key facts, when it was Great Depression, okay, so in Great Depression, we saw the governments were seen applying multiplier effects to revive the economies. So whenever somebody asks you, can you show a real world example of multiplier effect? Tell them Great Depression is one of the example. And I would like to ask you one question. Do you think we can have negative multipliers? So please let us know in the comment box that do you think any economy or any variable can it have a negative multiplier? If yes, under which condition, under which circumstances we can get negative multipliers for our economies? Do let me know in the comment box, and I will tell you the answer in next video. All right, so I would like to see how many of you can answer this question correctly. Now, the only place where multiplier effect weakens out, as I have told you, is that if money is saved instead of spent or invested, the multiplier effect would get weak. Inflation risk is also another issue in multiplier effect, because if inflation is increasing, then even if there is money which is getting injected or production is increasing because of multiplier effect, but inflation rises. So if the spending outspaces production, there is no more production capacity, so ultimately inflation will happen. Okay, then in developed economies, multipliers tend to be lower. Why are multipliers lower in developed economies? Very simple, because in developed economies, saving rates are higher. Saving rates are higher. So this picture on your screen gives you the exact idea that if government invests $3 billion, how that leads to 4 billion. So that we understood through multiplier in the previous slide, but how it is actually happening. So out of $3 billion, they are giving wages to people, $2 billion. For the remaining $1 billion, they are giving orders to the suppliers for raw material or other things. Now, out of this $2 billion income received by the people, they would spend, let's say, $0.5 billion on some goods. Then transport pe they are spending $0.2 billion. And because the suppliers have received new orders, out of $1 billion, they also spend $0.2 billion on transport, because the supplier need utilities, they need transport. And $0.3 billion out of this is spent on to employ, to hire more people, because supplies production can be increased only at that cost. So now you add it. This is 3 billion, but if you add this is extra 1 billion. So 3 billion plus 1 billion is 4 billion. So multiplier effect over here is ultimately what happened? 3 billion generated 4 billion amount of demand. So this is how an initial spending increases the final increase in the aggregate demand. Okay, so I hope with this video you have actually understood the concept of multiplier, because multiplier effect is very important concept for your exams, for your semester exams, for your competitive exams, because this is a concept from which you can get theory as well as numerical questions. And many students I have seen over the years, they struggle to understand how the multiplier effect is working. That is why this video is going to help you to understand the multiplier effect, which is a key driver of economic growth. So now I trust my students that next time you hear about government spending or stimulus packages in the news channel, then you will remember, as well as you will educate other people around you, that it is not just about the money that government is spending, but how it will get circulated multiple times, which is going to further bring boost in the economy. So I hope after understanding this, you will also help your other friends, your family members to understand the news next time you hear it or read it in the newspaper. So if you have found out this video useful, then please like it, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel of Ecoholics for more such insightful economic content. I will see you in the next video. Till then, bye bye.